everybody. Welcome back. I'm the General. I'm the Gerbil. It's been a minute, but you can call me General Gerbil. That sounds weird. Hey, GG. Woohoo! Anyway, I want to talk about all the concern that's going on because I don't think it's necessarily that concerning if we can just calm down, breathe, and recognize that this is not the end of the game, nor is CG's apparent incompetency potentially just that. I don't think it's entirely incompetence. I think that all the punishing one, Dagger, mirror Leviathan shenanigans, nerfing Chimera, screwing stuff up is actually just a fleet meta mix-up to prepare us for other things coming in 2025. And so I want to explore that with you right now, and I want to give you hopefully a bit of hope and optimism. I think that the punishing one and the Dagger actually just point to something else that's coming, and I don't really hear anybody talking about it, and I want to show you how easy it would be to fix this problem. Now, CG, if you're watching, I'm going to do your job for you again here. So just keep with me for a second. Now, 2024, in order to talk about 2025, what's coming, we need to talk about 2024. This was a year of characters. We got 22 new characters so far. Yes, I'm including Hu Yang in there because I think GL Ahsoka is going to get one more for certain marquee, likely Hu Yang. I live in China and I'm still mispronouncing these Asian names. And I think we're probably going to get another one. I think that Scribe is probably right. I think that we very likely may get, who is that? General Syndulla. So we'll go ahead and put her here. Woo! Yeah, let's just imagine that's General Syndulla. I think we're very likely to get that. But I'm going to leave it off just for the sake of argument. But 2024 was a big year. We got a whole new faction here. We got a whole new faction here. We got a potential lifter for Inquisitors, although they didn't need it. We got definite lifters for Night Sisters. We got lifters for Imperial Remnants. We got a money grab right here, followed by another money grab with the highest requirements, 3 Relic 9s, potentially 5 marquees for the next GL. And then we got another money grab here, of course, because why? Because both of these represent assault battles that have tiers requiring Relic 9, and then I guarantee you the next raid coming out 2025 is going to need these people, probably at Relic 9, to get to the highest tier. I guarantee the next raid is going to be set in the Ahsoka period, the TV show period, and these guys and girls, and those guys and girls, and Sabine, and the GL is all paving the way, which is why it's been so slow to come out. I digress. Let's go back. Punishing one. So what are we talking about? Punishing one. Let's look at like the state of fleet. So, hey, look at that. You can't really see me. Let's move all this over just a bit. So right now, where do we want to start? So if we take away the punishing one, then this was kind of the state of the game 2 weeks ago. The fleets kind of looked like this. Most people were starting out with the Sith fighter, Fury and the Bomber, and then you would bring in Dagger followed by the Mark 6 and you'd one-shot something. On the Executor side, we had this right here. Everybody started with this, and then whatever you felt like, you brought in one of those. Everybody started Profundity with these 3, and then you maybe or maybe not ever needed those. I argue you do not need them. You do not want them. They slow down your download, escape, and ultimate. However, Punishing One came in, and it immediately pulled off Houndstooth from the starting lineup. And when this came in, just a real hyper history lesson, this was supposed to lift Executor, but unfortunately it lifted it so far, so fast, that it was absolutely decimating both of these, bar none, and it became really powerful, obliterating everything. So then CG said, you know what, we're gonna lift the Dagger, and then it's just gonna be oh so great. And so then what happened is the Dagger prevents all enemy ships from gaining turn meter, and it dispels, full cleanse dispels of your team, all the debuffs, which nerfs this. So this was created as a response to the new ship. The problem now is that since you can't gain turn meter, this guy got nerfed, and in mirror matches, this just sucks. It's completely RNG dependent. Yes, you can still potentially pull a win when you go second, but if theirs goes first and you lose the initiative, you're just screwed, especially if you don't land like all the debuffs for the shield disruption, which also just gets cleansed off from the enemy's Dagger. It's a nightmare. So yes, I hear you right now saying, well, Gerbil, just start with this. Well, if you start with that, then this goes dead on opening turn, and then you lose, right? So that's happened to me so many times. Like I go in with this on a mirror match, and then somebody else has something funky happening, so I swap, or they don't have Dagger, so I put that in, and then between battles, this comes in and kills me, and I'm just dropping while trying to climb. So I think that, folks, this is deliberate. This is not incompetence. This is deliberate. Why? Because if fleet shards remain locked in, where everybody knows they're getting their 400 crystal daily payout at a certain time, where they're rank 2, rank 5, rank 10, whatever it is, the maximum you can achieve, then there's a lot of crystal payout. But if people are able to suddenly jump to the top of the meta, and you introduce a lot more people competing for those top spots, then all the conversations and fleet shards and discords and whatever, they tend to break down when suddenly there's 5, 10, 15 new players competing for those top 10, 20 spots. So that means that you start getting bumped more, and people miss their payouts. And when people miss their payouts, another person is sitting at 1 and it's not their payout time, then what happens is the net crystals paid out to the community goes down. And as that net crystal goes down, players want to get it back. So how do they get it back? They invest in tunes and characters. How do you invest in tunes and characters? You open wallet and spend. So by shifting up the fleet shards and the metas, it increases spending. It's kind of insidious, but from a business perspective, it makes perfect sense. Now, I want to talk about 2025 though, and give you some hope, because I don't think this is where it stops, right? I said we got 22 characters, only 2 ships this year. If we go forward, here is my sincere, optimistic hope of what we're getting very soon. We have not honestly had a meta shift, and certainly have not had a new capital ship this entire calendar year. Leviathan has sat at the top of the ranks now for something like 16 or 15 months in a row. And that is just, it's no wonder people are frustrated. First off, the mirror sucks. The counters are getting knocked off, and it's boring. Any game becomes boring when there's nothing to change it. So what happened, again, Punishing One comes in out of nowhere, knocks down Houndstooth, kind of honestly freeing it up to go fly away, live wherever it wants, somewhere else now, because really you probably want Slave 1 to be your first reinforcement. So we're just going to put that down here and put him up front. There we go. Now, again, you don't need these over here, which means Home 1 is sitting on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 8 potential ships, and it's still, I do advocate as an offensive fleet. I still think it is absolutely Kyber 2 level playable for sure. I do still use it in GAC and TW from time to time in Kyber 2, but certainly I'm not going to make the argument that it does anything on defense. It's just a free win for your opponent. So it needs a lifter, and you know what's criminal in this game is that we still don't have Red 5. And you know what's interesting in this game is that this year we got Luthen, unattached to anything else. Now he makes Mon Mothma really freaking awesome, and he does some fun stuff in other places, but he had the coolest cinematographic moment in the game, or in Star Wars ship history in recent memory to me, with his little lightsaber doodads and the way he took out the tractor beam and everything from that Imperial ship. So like, we're gonna get his ship. It's gonna come in 2025 probably, because Luthen's just too good not to have a ship. And we're going to get more Andor stuff. And why don't we have Red 5? Now, I know everybody's like, but Red 5, Red 5, Red 5, Red 5! Oh, man, we've talked about Red 5 till we're blue in the face. Yes, but you know how you fix this Punishing One shenanigans with this Dagger not, preventing turn meter? It's pretty simple. You have Red 5 come into the game. You have incredibly high requirements, like a Relic 9 Akbar, or a Relic 9 Biggs, or a Relic 9 Wedge. These are characters that ain't no one in the game got past Relic like 3, except for me for the most part. So there's money opportunity. And then maybe we use an existing pilot, maybe we don't. There's money opportunity. Maybe Luthen's ship is a conquest character. Maybe we'll get that next conquest. We're going to find out in a couple weeks. So you can gate Red 5 really easy, and then you don't need a new capital ship. No, but Gerbil, no turn meter gain, and both of the U-Wings are highly dependent on turn meter gain. Yeah, exactly. What if Red 5 said something like this? Turn meter manipulation on, or allied turn meter gains cannot be prevented by enemy ships. Done. That was easy. TIE Dagger no longer nerfs the U-Wings in terms of their turn meter advantage because they are incredibly fast. They crank out lots and lots of turn meter on your team. Right? What if Luthen, by the way he destroyed the tractor beam and other stuff, says like, enemy ships cannot gain stealth. Yeah, I think that nerfed somebody over here. That nerfs Xanadu for sure. That screws up Punishing One. Or ally ships cannot gain Death Mark. Oops. That nerfs Punishing One. Now see, like, here's my hope. Like, seriously. I recently, just for fun, asked a whole bunch of casual friends of mine who do not play SWGOH. I said, hey, do you like Star Wars? They said, yeah. I said, hey, showed them this picture. I said, do you know what ship this is? No. I said, you ever heard of a guy named Dagger? No. I showed him this ship, and I said, hey, you know what this is? Oh, yeah, that's Luke Skywalker's. Yeah. The recognition of this. Think about how much money most people would be willing to spend. If you're willing to dump $100, or as a lot of people did, even if it's just $20 or $10 to get this ship, imagine what they'd pay for Red 5. I'm there. I'd give CG $100. I'd do it way too often, but guaranteed a lot of people would. And it revitalizes a group of characters that the largest Star Wars demographic on the planet recognizes. This is not recognizable to 95% of the Star Wars human fandom, not the SWGOH community, because we are a niche. If you're watching this video, especially still, you are a niche, my friend. You are in the top like 2 to 4% of Star Wars fans and fanatics. Outside of this game, outside of a few fans of a few specific places, ain't no one alive know what this is, nor do they know Dengar's ship, right? This right here is a huge marketing opportunity in 2025 to plaster that all over the advertisements, the pop-ups and the in-game ads all over other games all over the world. Say, come join Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and blow up the Death Star in a future Death Star raid. Like, honest to God, CG, this is how you make money. This is how you keep people happy. And you know what would really, really make us happy? Is if this is your future, give us a hint. Stop changing and introducing stuff that screw up everything else and staying quiet on it. So folks, this is my hope. It gives me optimism that everything CG is doing with Punishing One and then with TIE Dagger is not just incompetence, but actually the beginning of new pieces falling into play. Because you could have an X-Wing starting lineup with Home 1, bring in Ravensclaw or the U-Wings or Luthen, and wow, wouldn't that be fun? To be honest, I think they'd have to completely rework Wedge. His ship just sucks. All right, folks, that's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe it'll be a month. Either way, take care.